Hi, welcome back. So, last time I did one of these, everybody said the camera was too far away. I completely agree with you that camera was too far away. You couldn't see anything I was doing. Now, what am I doing here today? I'm still working on this thing that you couldn't see last week, this little table that I'm trying to produce. I've already got some epoxy mixed up here. And what I did was I started with 150 and I sanded down. All I'm trying to do is knock the bubbles off, knock the top of the bubbles off so the epoxy will pour in. Now, I've done all that. Took it down to, what did I take it down to? 320. And I'm gonna pour this in. What I like to do is pour it from an elevated position as high as I can. And then I just take this glove and I rub it around on the top of here to smooth it out. Now, I've done this. This is like the 6th coat. Do not use oak to do this with. And oak on an end grain is terrible. The bubbles just keep coming. They just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. So when that happens, you have to keep going, I guess. Just like this channel. When you have adversity, this channel is going to keep going. So now, I'm going to pour this while I'm talking so that because it is already mixed. Let me see if I can turn this so you can see what I'm doing here. I didn't have much luck last time when I did this. I'm going to set this here. I'm going to take this here. That works. All right, so it's all mixed up. You can see it's nothing but froth. I'm not worried about that too much because I can fix it. I'll take this guy and set it somewhere. There's a towel. All right, let's pour this. See, like this. Elevated. Not real worried about it spreading around. We're just going to pour it on here. That's supposed to be one of those satisfying things, you know what I'm saying? All right. So for you young people that need stuff that's satisfying instead of just going out and doing it yourself, you want to look at stuff. I guess I'm not supposed to say crap like that. Anyway, this is an unedited video. I'm not going to edit it. All right. I've done this so many times, I just know what the mixture is. Now I'm just going to take it and I'm going to do this with my hand. I'm going to move it around. So you said that the camera was too far back, so I've moved the camera forward. If there's anything else y'all think I need to do to improve on this, just let me know. Don't say stop doing them because I'm not going to stop doing them. The last time we talked about whether or not I should continue because of Dana's passing, etc., etc. Well, I made the guy a promise that I would never stop. So I'm going to do my best to hold that promise, and I'm going to keep going. Once I get this all spread around, I'll give it a minute, and then I will pop some more bubbles. I'm hoping this is the last one I have to do before I flood coat this monstrosity. All right. I'm pretty good there. The edges are going to get cut off, and I'm probably going to frame this with a lighter colored wood, something to make the black in here pop. Again, just moving this stuff around, it'll self-level. The object is to make sure that when I do the cover pour, it doesn't bubble all over the place. I think we are good there. Let me take this off. This is how you take the glove off without getting crap all over your fingers. All right, let me adjust the camera back up so you're not looking at my fat gut. Let me grab my torch and try not to burn my shop down. This is one of the most aggravating things I've got in the shop. Now, this is going to work the first time because y'all are watching, but normally it wouldn't do that. I'd have to click that thing 100 times. So I'm going back and forth with this fast as I can here without burning my shop down, just trying to get rid of any bubbles that I see. I'll give it 10 or 15 minutes and I'll come back and hit it again. All right, so that's that. I'm going to take this thing and I'm going to move it out of the way off of my bench. Now, I'm not going to be out here working, making dust, obviously, because that would be a fool's game, and fools would do that. Let me move this over out of the way, and when I get done doing that, I can talk about some other stuff that I'm working on. All right. So, here are... Make sure I'm the right length here. That's what she said. here is my idea for the legs for this thing. So this is going to be the bottom. This is going to be what I think they call a stringer up on the top. If this was an edited video, I may look that up so that I had the right terminology. I don't care. I'm not gonna worry about that here. Y'all know me, I make mistakes, and sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. Really? No, I'm just kidding. This will be on the bottom. This will be on the top underneath the table. And I'm gonna run a curved board between the two. And then I'm gonna run dowels. I keep bumping the bench, sorry, it's shaking the camera. I'm gonna run dowels horizontal to the vertical curved pieces. That way I've got the base will be tied into the top with the round and the curves and all that. So that brings me to my next thing. Atlas is barking out there. I'm gonna move you over here to the Onefinity. Like this, you can see that it's here and it's kind of in the way for where I want it now. But what I'm going to do is, okay, you're looking at the Onefinity. You can see this is my vertical clamping fixture. Some of you have seen that in the videos earlier to do vertical clamping. Let me just put this guy here, and maybe I can explain it where you can see it and it won't be too far. Okay, I want to put a fence here so I can have repeatability. These are too short for a fence. I'm just using them as a visual aid. I want to put a fence like in here that will ensure that I can bring my stock over and hit it and know that it's not like this when I bring it in. In other words, if you look at this long 1/4 inch dowel, I don't want, my intention is to cut the mortise and tenon on that machine. So I need this, let me back up just a touch. I need this to be sure that it's not going into the wood like this at an angle. So I'm going to take this long 1/4 inch bolt, really, 1/4 inch long drill bit, and I'm going to put it in the collet of the Onefinity, which is right there. And I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to bring the bit in so that it just sits right here against the table. I'm not worrying about being tight and not worrying about all that stuff. Just going to very gently bring it in, because then I know the 90-degree angle to the surface of the table, orientational, dimensional crossover is perfect. Now, all you CNC machinists out there are probably losing your mind right now, thinking that is not going to get you anywhere close enough to do this. Well, bear with me. We're working on woodworking projects here. I'm not building a car or an engine or anything of that nature. So I'm going to bring that over, and we're going to get it closer. I've got a surfacing bit in here right now because, as I told you last time with that little bitty table, do not put uneven level, on the same thickness or height stuff in a epoxy pour. You will be sanding for 6 years. Let's drop this down, bring this up. This is all stuff that would normally be done off camera. I'd cut the camera, then I'd start the camera. Filming for YouTube is a lot of on and off, and you know, Dana used to turn the camera on and let it run for hours, and then he would go back through and edit out stuff and put stuff in, and Dana spent days editing. You probably don't know that, but I don't spend days editing. I start the camera, do the process, shut the camera off, and then I can work bing, 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 bing. Faster in the editing department, slower in the workshop department. Let me turn this guy on, we'll bring him over. Mitz loves it when guys push the Y button and it goes 100 miles an hour. Mitz really loves that. No, he don't. He's, what is it with you young guys and the high speed stuff? So, put this guy in here. It should fit. It's a 1/4 inch. Like a glove. I'm not going to worry about getting crazy tightening this up. I do see a little bit of an issue, because that's up as high as it'll go. Issues are just challenges. We can get past them. And of course, let's that fall on the ground. Well, I've still got another issue. Let's take this back out, move that down, put this in. It's all part of the process, folks. All right. Now, Now I'll admit I'm not going to go 100 miles an hour because I don't want to break my bit in half or this collet. So we're going to slow him down. And what I want to do is just bring it into the edge of the table. Hi, Atlas. Like this. Getting it close enough that my 3/4 inch, I'm going to use a 3/4 inch piece of wood as a fence. So I don't need to bash this thing into my table. I don't want to hit this bolt here. So we're still going to continue with the slow-mo Dean. I can go a little faster until I get closer. That works. I want to bring it over as far as I can to that nut. My thinking is I want to have as much space as I can on this. Now, if I leave that up there, it really doesn't serve me much. It's not going to do very much for me for a guide. So again, we're going to go slowly, and I'm going to drop this guy down. And this is all my stuff. I mean, you guys come up with your own things, your own way of doing things, but this works for me. By pulling the Onefinity forward, I was able to get this thing to come out over top of the front of the table. Now, I've still got another 4 inches of travel I can do back and forth. I'm confident that this is going to be good. And when you get old like me and you're on your knees down here and stuff like this, you guys probably know that's painful. That's what we call an owie in the business. So I'm going to bring this down almost as far as it'll go. Patience is a virtue. Again, this is a look inside the shop without editing. If I edited this, I would have done that and went whoom in the camera editing. Not doing that here. All right, I've got to find a piece of wood. Let's pretend, because I don't have one cut. So what my thought is once I have the fence made that I choose to make, I'm going to bring it over like that, and I'm going to not push on the bit. I'm going to have it right there, and then I'm going to take some clamps and clamp it in place good and hard so it can't move. Then I'm going to take this guy and get it out of my way. Am I going to be able to get it out of the way? I'm probably going to have to just loosen this and let the drill bit drop out of the way, because I can't lift it high enough with this long booger in here to get over top of the Atlas. I can't lift it high enough to get over top of that table, and I can't move to get it out. So yeah, that's probably going to be the way we do this. We just drop it out and then put it in. But man, I don't know what that dog is barking at out there. I think I've got company here. Now, going over this quickly and briefly, I said last week I didn't know if I was going to continue. I made a promise to Dana Andrews, Bucky's Customs, and I said I'm going to continue. So we're gonna continue in here. I'm going to try to do some things that are different, like this. This is all a precursor to going live. Lisa said she would come out here and help me do this when I go live, where you guys can ask questions in the chat, and I should be able to answer them. If I can, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you the truth and say, hey, I don't know. Let me do this and stand up, because this is stupid on my knees. When you get old, don't get old. That's my first bit of advice. Don't get old. Anyway, Lisa said she would come out and help me. She would read the questions and then I could answer them as we go. But when baby James, the grandson down here, shows up at the house, it takes an act of Congress to get her to do anything but spend time with that little kid. So, and I'm not knocking her for that. I wouldn't make her come out here when she has James, because she's waited so long to have a grandson or granddaughter to play with. She's in her glory. She don't like playing with me no more. So going to continue. Things are going to change. I'm going to try to start doing lives on Saturday once I've navigated all this stuff. I already did one of these videos today, and I said I was going to just post them up, but dang it, I did it vertical again, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that to people. If y'all like vertical lives and vertical stuff, just let me know. I'll do it vertical. But to me, it's like you get a thing like this. It's not good when you're working with a thing like this, if you know what I'm saying. So I got to hit that over there with the torch again. I got to do this with the fence. Thank you for watching. I hope you maybe got a little something out of this. Oh, I know what I want to show you. You may remember this, you may not. But if you look at this old bear right here, that was done with a Sharpie marker on the CNC, and Dickie Doyle made the holder that I use, And if I was a prepared guy, I would have that out, but I don't have it out here. I believe he still sells them. If you want to know where to get them, drop me a message down there and I'll figure it out and I'll put it in the comments. But he designed it. He gave me one to try and see how it worked. And this was the video I made. And this was at my office over in another part of North Carolina. And I got a bug up my ass last week and I cleaned out my office. But that way I can refill it back up with new stuff and it gives me ways to make new projects. So as you can see, doing these lives and stuff, I can start rambling and go on for quite a while talking about absolutely nothing. But let's see, what else could I show you that I took out of that office? I got one more thing, and then I'm going to let you guys off the hook for this video. Some of you will remember this, some of you won't. This was made on the CNC. It is a functioning catapult. And I shoot dog treats at Atlas and capers with it. So, all right, enough of the rambling. I hope maybe you like this talking in this kind of format. Tomorrow is going to be a Carveco video on the channel. It's going to be a Carveco tutorial on how to put objects along a curve. 2-minute video, but I'm hoping it'll help somebody out there. Check it out tomorrow. It'll be Sunday. I don't know the date. I can't tell you what today is. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. Comments below. Everything helps the channel grow, and that keeps me going. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.